Hey everyone, welcome back to 30 Days of Sketches with Chrissy's Beautiful Life. We're on to day 11, and this one's special because it's also one of my layouts for Spiegelmom Scraps for my guest designer for the month of May and June, and that is the sketch that I am playing with today. It is for a European blog of some type in a different Italian or French or something I cannot read, and I try to get the information. What I'll do though is just leave the link to the blog because I don't know who created it. I can't read the writing and the language. So it's a beautiful sketch though, and I was so excited to play with it. And I was creating this layout during the Secret Not Secret Kit Club's monthly scrap party. And one of the lovely members, her name is Amy, but she goes by One Mama Scrapping on YouTube, and in the Secret Not Secret Kit Club, she is known as Tag Girl, and her challenge this month was for us to basically create a layout that was all white. Now, here's a spoiler: this layout is not all white. I can't. I tried and I just can't. So what I do though is it's mostly white, and I took that on and decided that as I was creating it, it needed sequins, and the sequins I really feel like finished the layout. And this is why it is one of my featured layouts for the month. So here you can see I started basically, I follow the sketch really, really closely. So I pretty much went into my embellishment little container that has all of my white embellishments and stuff like that, and I dug from there, and now I'm going to try to figure out which photos I want to use. And I wasn't exactly sure, but as soft as that piece of vellum is, I am leaning towards these two really adorable photos of my daughter. Now they are of Christmas Eve, and her beautiful dress that she received as a gift from her Auntie Christina, and she was so cute, and I just love them. And she's not looking at the camera or anything like that, but she's so cute, and I had to scrap them. So I'm gonna just use a bunch of my white embellishments basically, and I love this. This is a great way to stash bash through a color. If you have a color that you need to get used up, create a layout like this that's all one color, because man, it worked fabulous. I got a lot of little pieces used up that I've almost kind of been hoarding because I wasn't sure how to use them, and they just fit perfectly on this layout. And yes, I'm using this piece of acrylic. It's not acrylic, Chrissy, it's an overlay. Oh man. So I'm using this overlay, and I'm going to put it in a couple different places. I'm going to use it on the big banner there, and then I'm also going to put it at the bottom of each one of the photos as just a little bit of added interest to my photos. Because she's sitting on a couch and it's a lot of empty white space, I felt like it could handle having a little bit of that. And each one of them say something, like one says happy heart, I think one says enjoy the moment, and then the one that is actually on the big banner says another whole saying that is kind of hard to read because of course it's white on white, but when you see it in person you can read all the text and everything like that. So as you can see, I literally went through every piece of ephemera that I have in white, and I edited what I thought I could use, and I'm going to put the rest away. And the reason why this layout became not completely white is the fact that I really, really, really wanted to use that heart with that pink tassel. And but I can't just add one element of pink without adding more. Like, my brain won't allow me to do that. And so I use a white and pink in this layout, obviously, because her dress is pink, so it works perfectly. And then for the little kind of banner, what it's hanging off of type element, you can see I used a doily. It's as girly is going to get. So I used the doily to be soft and pretty, and just a nice layering underneath for all of the other elements to go. And then I pulled out some of these tags, and I really like that clear tag. And I pulled out another one that has pink floral and like text on it. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful tag that I have just been holding and hoarding because it has to be the perfect layout. And it doesn't even make it on this layout because I decided it's not needed. But it did make me think about the fact that it would look really cute if I turn these photos into the tags so that they're hanging off of it. So it's a bit different than the sketch, right? But of course that doesn't matter. Sketches are not meant to be followed 100% if you don't want them to. You can twist them up however you'd like. And so that's what I kind of came up with. And then I'm going to put my title down at the bottom just like the sketch actually calls for. And I just had this really lovely, beautiful word and 2 little florals that came from, I believe it was called Mint Wishes. And it was it's an Australian company that I cannot think of, Kaisercraft. And I got that from the Secret Not Secret kit last January. And so I just had them in my stash and I just felt worked perfectly. They do have a hint of mint to them as to the collection name, but I was fine with that. I'm just going to let that go. And once I decide that it needs to have the elements of pink on it, you're going to see I'm going to end up using, there's that tag, and that's where the rest of it comes in from. But you're going to notice that as I'm going through this and I realize that I'm adding pink, I'm going to use a border that has this beautiful pink and kind of mint color scheme to it, and that really helped to kind of hold it all in. I pulled in this little, it's been sitting on my desk forever, and it's from Maggie Holmes, and it's just a little chipboard thing that says #beautiful. It was the perfect color, so I'm going to add that. And I think I have one more element of pink. So there's 3 elements of pink. And then of course, to highlight my photos again, I'm going to use a little bit more vellum. This one is a really pretty floral, and I'm going to do that on both of them. Then one of my photos I stick up on fun foam so that it has some, layers to it, and the other one doesn't. I also, you could see, tear off that vellum. I'm going to put that right at the top there with a gold little border strip. I really feel like that helps, and the word isn't grounding because it's at the top of the layout, but it really helps set the page perfectly for a banner style in the way that this all turns out. And then there's that beautiful piece of pattern paper I'm going to go ahead and use as my border. I also am going to, when I lay down the beautiful, it's like a leaf type of ribbon, I use that, but I stitch it in pink so that again you bring out the beautiful element of the pink. Now you're thinking, Christy, this is supposed to be a Spiegel Mom Scraps layout. Where are the sequins? Oh, just wait, they're coming. And I show you a close-up of them too because they just worked so well. Now I'm using, it's called Morning Glow, and I'm not 1,000% positive that it's still in the shop, but I do know that Jody has a sequins mix in there right now that does have the same kind of feel to it. So I'm going to leave that in the link below so you can see what you could do on your own with that type of feel if you're into doing a really monochromatic layout like this. And it really, there's just something about them, and almost because they're iridescent and they're so subtle they pop out, which sounds ridiculous, but it's true. And it's just, they were absolutely the perfect finishing touch. And so that is why they're being added, and that is why they're being featured. Other than that, that basically does it for today. And I enjoyed this layout. It was so much fun to create. It's maybe one of my favorite ones I've created in a really, really, really long time. So that was awesome. And I just hope you enjoyed this. I apologize about the background noise. My son is in the other room having a lot of fun, and it's a little bit noisier than normal. I also apologize about all my ands. It's late at night and I'm doing this voiceover. It's just not as smooth as normal, so please forgive me for all of my little flounders today. But yes, make sure you check out Spiegel Mom Scraps shop and get yourself some beautiful sequins, and you are going to see the close-up of how beautiful they look in this finished layout. Thanks everyone so much for watching. I will see you all tomorrow with day 12. Bye!